where to find the business that you're going to be excellent at, where you can be world class, and where you can outcompete other people, because it's going to be focusing on your own unique talents, skills, expertise, where you can find unique problems that you can help solve better than anyone else, and it's going to make a difference in the world. We're going to use a concept called Ikigai, which is a Japanese concept, and it means reason for being. So it's finding this reason for being. Essentially, it's going to be, you can laser focus on where your own unique talents, skills, expertise, and where you can find unique problems in the world, where you can actually outcompete anyone else, become world class, and this is where you can focus your own business. So it's a Japanese word meaning life and the results or fruit of your own life, and essentially there's 4 sections. It's what you love doing, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. And essentially it's combining your passion, your mission, where you can be professional, and your own vocation. So essentially you want to be thinking about there's 4 different circles, and the bullseye that you're going to be heading for, the center of this circle, is the Ikigai, where you can be paid for what you love, what the world needs, and what you're good at. And this is really your reason for getting up on a Monday morning. So it's looking at, so first of all, the 4 circles, looking at your strengths. So what you're good at, where can you solve problems? Where have you, maybe you've won awards in the past, you have a specialized knowledge, you have deliberate practice, what you've worked at a job for, what Malcolm Gladwell talks about, the 10,000 hour rule of deliberate practice or experience. What comes easy for you that is difficult for others. And this is, maybe it's difficult to understand, but there's really good, some ways you can do this is to take personality tests. So there's a really good personality test called the Myers-Briggs test. There's a number of other personality types you can do, and essentially ask questionnaires, and it will tell you whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, and then you can understand what kind of personality you are. It's not perfect, this test is trying to fit humans into these little boxes, which we as humans can't always fit into these boxes, but it's a good indication of what, and it might give you help. So essentially look at your strengths, what you're good at, what have you done in the past. That's number 1. The second circle is the demand. So where is there a demand? Where do people have problems that need solving? And where will someone pay for your time and services? Where are people experiencing pain or suffering that you can help them with? Or where can you add massive value? Where can you add pleasure? Where can you give pleasure to people and that are going to actually pay for your services? So that's number 2, the demand. So number 3 is passion. Where are you passionate about? What do you enjoy talking about? Imagine it's a Saturday night, you're at a party, and someone comes and talks to you, and they start a subject, and what subject lights you up? What could you talk to with someone on a Saturday night that you would love that conversation? And this is a real test, because you're going to be spending a lot of time, if you're starting your own business, you're going to be spending a lot of time on this business, and it's got to be something that you're actually interested in. So a lot of people go to start businesses that might not be that passionate about. Maybe they're doing it for the money rather than actually the actual enjoyment. But where you can really add value, where you're going to be doing the extra hours, if you are actually passionate about. So just think about, if you had a Saturday morning completely free to yourself with nothing planned, what would you love to spend your time doing? So for me, I tend to go to the library on Saturday morning, which sounds really nerdy and really geeky, but I love books, and so essentially that's why writing was good for me, because on a Saturday morning I would love to spend my time at a library, which sounds super nerdy, but that is the case. So, and that's kind of helped me find out where I would spend my time. So it might be different for you. Maybe it might be baking, maybe you love cooking, or maybe it's at doing sport, or maybe it's spending time with your family or your children, or maybe it's looking at the stock market, or maybe it's out in nature. And all these things can essentially help you find this kind of Ikigai. This is your kind of purpose, your what you're looking for. And then, so that's number 3, your passion. And then fourthly and finally, what does the world need? What one of the UN goals, there's a 17 sustainable development goals that UN came out with. Pick one of those, and what can you focus on? What can you help to achieve? So originally the goal that I chose was good quality education, and that's why I wrote a book, YouTube channel, podcast, because I wanted to focus on good quality education. I've now changed my goal this year, 2021. I've actually focused now on life on land, which is another one of the UN goals, or the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. So I've changed my goal, and so I'm changing now from good quality education to life on land. So for every one of my books that someone buys, I plant a tree. And the movement is for Money Tips to head towards helping people invest for ethically and for environmentally. So that's where Money Tips is as a business. So look at the UN goal, those 17 sustainable development goals, and see which one of those you can focus on. So that is your Ikigai. That's essentially where you can find your purpose, or where you can essentially laser focus the talents, skills, expertise you have with a demand that's needed, and with something you're passionate about, something you enjoy, and then also something that the world needs. So if you can focus on these 4 things, then this can be really powerful at where you can focus your time. So if you have 2 of these goals, 2 of these circles, maybe something you love and something you're good at, you'll get a satisfaction, but maybe a feeling of kind of uselessness. If you have 2 of these circles, which is something you love and something the world needs, maybe you have kind of an excitement and complacency, but not a sense of uncertainty, and kind of what can you get paid for. So business is about getting paid. So if you only had 2 of these circles, then you might not be as powerful as if you have all 4 aligned, and then you can focus on essentially your purpose, and you're going to be laser focused on an area where very few other people are going to be focused on, and it's going to be really powerful because it can be essentially a concentrated force on all 4 of these for your business. It doesn't have to be, if you just want a business to create money that's going to free up your time, that's maybe great. But this concept was really powerful for me. This concept, just to summarize, is the Ikigai, which means, it's a Japanese concept which means reason for being. And what you want to be looking at is your strengths, what you're good at, what you love doing, what can you spend your time doing, what would you like talking about on a Saturday night or a Saturday morning, what can you get paid for, so where is there a problem to be solved, and essentially what the world needs. Which one of these UN goals or sustainability goals can you focus on?